Well, the detail, probably I will just mention briefly, but the detail I will let the speaker to gradually kind of share to us her story, her journey that she has actually been through. Okay, now today who we have here is actually Zil and also Mushida. Well, they will be actually sharing to us about prosperity. You know, for those that actually came in through our Facebook. Is there anyone that actually came to know about this event through Facebook advertisement or through LinkedIn? Through LinkedIn, probably you can type LinkedIn, or it is from Facebook, probably you can just type an F. Yeah. Is there anyone from LinkedIn or from Facebook? Or you are actually our old audience, existing audience. Oh, Samuel. Should I address you as Samuel? Hi, Samuel. Welcome in. Yeah. Oh, okay, good. Now from LinkedIn. Okay, good. Now, yes. So without further ado, let me introduce the speaker of today. It is actually Zil and Mushida. They are actually a couple, husband and wife team. Yeah. Now, and for Zil, he has actually been 15 years in this training, I would say, experience. Now, his background actually is from a long list of NLP practitioner and doing a lot of this coaching. Now, their company name is actually about Love and Respect Transformation Center. This is something that actually made me open up my eyes and invited them to become our guest speaker for today. Okay, now for Mushida, seriously, it's even more outstanding. Well, from her story, I actually got to know that she managed to turn her pocket where she only left with 2 ringgit. She turned it around in short 2 weeks to become 20,000. Will you be interested to know more about this or not? If yes, kindly type a yes. Yeah, come on. Yes, from Milan Chang. Yes, we're actually eager to know. Yeah, how did you do it? Yeah, Mushida. Now, before that, I wish to actually introduce briefly, you know, who we are and what we do. Well, for us, we are actually from a company called Doerhrm, and we are into this, I would say, performance management business, and we call ourselves as a total solution provider for performance management, where we actually offer this, I would say, OKR, KPI, and digitalization system that actually help company to do these digital transformations. Okay, now without further ado, let me pass the stage over to Zil and Mushida. Can we give them a big hand or not? Come on. Yes, you pass over to you. Yeah, Zil.
Okay, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you, Sean, and your team for your amazing work inviting people as well, and also inviting us on this platform. Really very privileged. And I'd like to thank all of you today for being here today. You know, you are busy, but the thing that you took the time to be here, we are so grateful that you're here. Right? Okay, before we start, I want to, usually I don't really talk about a lot about myself. I rather tell a story. So maybe, Mushida, can you start with the screen sharing first? Okay, thank you. Okay, go to the second screen. Okay, so basically what I want to share with why is today's topic is prosperity consciousness, right? And then I want to share why is it so important and why we are so passionate about this topic, because we had our own stories, our own life stories that happened to us that made us go into this direction, right? Later we'll explain more about what it means and how it can help you, right? This is actually, if you see this photo, this was taken in 2006. This is my story. In 2006, I went to a foreign country to do business, right? And then what happened was my business failed. I tried so hard, you know, work long hours, you know, like business, right? When you do business, you're working like 10, 12 hours a day, but still could not get income. And then my business failed. You know, I lost money, I had debt. And then I also tried to get a job in the foreign country, and I couldn't get it. I didn't get a job, and I know that there was one time I knew that inevitably I'm going to be homeless. I had to leave the existing house that I was living in. So then I said, okay, if I was to be homeless, where was the best place for me to be in? So I thought about it and I said, okay, if I was to be homeless, I want to go to stay in a mosque. Because for me, it's a very clean place that I can stay. At least I'm not on the streets, you know. So I actually chose, this is actually a mosque in that foreign country, the exact place that I took the picture, right? I actually stayed outside here. You know, the floor is a stone floor. I don't have any kind of bedding, and I was sleeping on the stone cold floor. There's no bathing facility, so I was like, in the morning I would just go to the toilet just to wash my face and all that. So it was one of the most challenging times in my life. You know, at that time I already have a wife, I already have a child. You know, my daughter was a few months old. You know, so what happened was I didn't know what to do. It was very challenging. I don't even have enough money for food. I only had coins in my pocket. But what happened was the experience actually taught me a lot of learning that I want to share with you. The learning is so important in our lesson today. So should I change to the next slide? Yeah, so what did I learn from this experience, right? One of the things that I've learned is to tap on a very powerful energy. It's called a prosperity energy. It's an internal energy, which for me was faith, right? When everything hit rock bottom, I don't have money, I don't have any friends, no resources, then I tap on my inner, you know, like for me, I have faith. I know that if something happened to me, if God allows me to go through an experience, I know there is a solution. God will provide for me. And sure enough to that faith, and when you're already in a prayer place, like in a mosque, there's nothing else for you to do. You just pray a lot, you just do a lot of good things. And somehow, right, in that, I think about 2 months, I was homeless. People, total strangers, just come up to me and just give me money, give me food. And I don't even like, I'm not waiting there at the corner with a bowl asking for money. I don't even go to people and ask for money. I just do my own thing. When prayer time, I pray. But when I meet people after the prayers, I meet people just give me money and all that, you know. And I was so grateful. And one of the incidents that happened to me, right, which really give me a lot of faith, right, was that one time I was so hungry. I don't know what to do, you know. I said, I don't even have money to eat. It was very painful already, to a point that my body was in pain because of the hunger. Then I remember what I learned from my teachers, who say, if you are already in this this situation where you hit rock bottom, you just do your prayers, whatever you want to do, meditation prayers, just do it, and then and just have faith that everything will come true, you know. So what happened was, I was praying, and at that time there was nobody in the mosque at all. I was praying, and then after my prayers, I looked behind me, I saw a packet of food. So I was quite amazed. I was like, I do not see anybody in the mosque, you know, but suddenly that packet of food, and then a lot of people were like, some people will not believe it, some people will laugh at it, but actually that is one of the lessons that I learned, right, from very early on. Even without any resources, without anything that I have, no possessions at all, I can still get prosperity. I can still be abundance. It's actually not from the things that you have. It's from your mindset and also your internal, which is your faith. Okay, the next one. Right. The second thing I learned is to focus on solutions. Right. Most people, what happened is, like during COVID lockdown, a lot of people got into a lot of problems because their business is affected, their job is affected. Some people, they just choose the easy way out, or they choose to commit suicide, or they choose to, you know, do very bad things to themselves, like they go to alcohol, they go to drugs. But for me, I say, okay, what do I have right now for me to be able to get out of this situation? So I say, I have coins in my pocket, and I saw a payphone, you know, I saw a payphone. Okay, so I did make calls to the payphone. I used my coins to call people, and I also had a phone where I can, that time no smartphone, no, that time is SMS. So I SMS people to ask for appointment, you know, like for either for business or for a job. And that's what I did. Day in and day out, no answer at all. But those people want to meet me. I only the little money I had, I just go and meet them. Even by bus, I go meet them, you know. And then after almost 2 months, I actually managed to get a job back in Malaysia. So that's when I called my brother. I said, I need your help. He came all the way to the country. We took all the stuff, and then we went back to Malaysia, you know. So okay, the next one. So then I learned also. This is very important in prosperity, which is the importance of giving, right? Those people who actually gave unconditionally to me, they don't know who I am. I'm a total stranger. They don't know me, who I might be a person who is a scammer for all you know, right? But they actually saw and they gave to me unconditionally, and that actually gave me, I made a commitment to myself, right? I said, if I ever get out of this homelessness, I'm going to dedicate my life to helping others. So that's where what we are doing now, me and Shida doing now, we do a lot of social impact work. But even before that, we were doing a lot of charity work. We were helping homeless people, now refugees. We help people in other countries like Cambodia, which I will share a bit later on, right? So yeah, so the importance of giving, the more you give, right? That is the law. The more you give, and the more you will get. And I noticed in my life, right? Every time I'm down, I'm having challenges, whatever money I have, sometimes I only have less, the last $5 in my pocket, I just give the whole $5, and the $5 will come back in 10, 20, 30 ringgit, no? And there is no joke. I've done it so many times that it happens every time. So I'm very certain, I have a lot of faith in this law of giving, where the more you give, regardless whether you have things or not, you have property or you have any resources, the things, it will come back to you, right? So, okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass to Mushida to also to share her story, what happened to her as well.
Thank you so much, Zil, for that. Every time I hear the story, it's like, wow, you know, I get reminded of that time, and it is one of those turning points that actually brought us to where we are right now. And I see in the chat, right, that Melvin asked, is that going to be horses in the story? Yes, much later there will be horses in the story, but this is the result of what prosperity consciousness has done for me. All right. If not for the work of realizing that this prosperity consciousness is so powerful, the topic of horses will not even come to fruition. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to share this screen now and carrying on from what Zil was saying. And I would love to invite all of you to take notes as we talk, because it is not about it is not just about us sharing our story and like, wow, you can manifest 20,000 from 2 ringgit. And I tell you honestly, Sean, if you talk about 20,000 in 2 weeks, that was back then, but that was a story in 2006. Now manifestations and the power of prosperity consciousness, I have seen things happen even bigger, like 20,000 within 1 day, 5,000 US dollars within 1 hour. So it is all about your energy and your intention and what you have done in the past that has created that has allowed that attraction to come in. All right. So prosperity consciousness is your birthright. It's everyone's birthright. It is not like Sean has it better than others, Mushida has better than others. You are not meant to be like that, or that person is so lucky, that person can get it, I cannot get it. No, prosperity consciousness is your birthright. Law of universe is everybody's birthright. Why? Because we are living on earth. We have the same law that we can practice, and the work that we do. If some of you are not sure how Zil and I under Love and Respect transforms holdings in our company, is that we have a One Health One model. Every training and coaching that we do that are paid also contributes to the mindset and skill set of refugees and the low income marginalized communities here in Malaysia. And my work through working with people from marginalized communities like sex workers, homeless people, refugees, I have seen when wealth consciousness or prosperity consciousness is instilled in their belief. I have seen that somebody from a homeless environment can come out and start thriving and even make money from other people, people who are not homeless before, because of that acceptance of prosperity consciousness. I have seen refugees came here with zero, nothing at all. Sometimes even from very traumatic environment, but because they work on themselves, they work on their prosperity consciousness, they start to become TEDx speakers. They start to create funds that can help other refugees. They become TEDx speakers. They become business owners. And I've seen even some of them have even managed to somehow, from being a refugee, has started traveling around the world, but of course under the arm of being a refugee and representing the people in the refugee community, travels all over the world, like Switzerland and all that. And it's not something like, even like some people who live in who are not refugees were like, wow, I've never even been to Switzerland, or I've never been to Sweden, but they are already all over the world spreading their message. And this, I notice, is because of prosperity consciousness. I've worked with business owners myself, and I'm coaching business owners to make 5 to 20,000 within 90 days through their business while doing good, right? Creating a social impact. And I've seen some people who thrive and some people who stay stuck over and over again. And you hear the same story and you hear the same story. Where does that come from? And most people are not conscious. It is stuck in us. Our belief that our money is meant to be just for us at that level. Our belief that we can only survive because this is my background, this is my really my race or my gender, that's why I'm only worth this much. With prosperity consciousness, you get out of that mindset because you believe God is abundant. You believe there's more than, there's 7 billion people in the world. There's so many people you can serve. You believe that there are resources in the world, because as long as the world is spinning, as long as there are people around, there's always an economy. There's always an energy exchange. There's always that law of giving and receiving that will always be activated. But somehow, because of a lot of things that we've been taught before to believe in the past, that we've become very limited in the way we think of how we can get our money. And even right now, even as I share with you on the topic of prosperity consciousness, I'm still learning, because I know in my own mindset, in my own belief, that's what I'm focused on. That's what I know. And that's why I hire a high-end coach who coaches me and sees all my blind spot with regards to prosperity consciousness. She pushes the right buttons for me. And that's where I start to activate more income, more possibilities, more money, more business, more ways on how I can draw in money or draw in solutions in my life. All right. So why prosperity consciousness? One thing I'd love for you to understand, this power of prosperity consciousness, is that you will live life more peacefully. You see the way the world is right now, people fighting with each other, causing wars. It's because of that scarcity mindset. And we've always been taught in the past that there's always limitations. We learn about the law of scarcity, but we don't learn about the law of abundance. I studied economics in Singapore. I'm a Singaporean. I graduated from the National University of Singapore. I live here in Kuala Lumpur. I'll share with you a little bit of the back end of the story, hopefully within the next 10 minutes. But I learned about law of scarcity, and that we learn in detail. But I only learned about law of abundance way much later, after I graduated, after I lost money in my business and then I started to go into personal development and all that. Then I start to realize, wow, there's this such thing as law of attraction, There's this such thing as law of abundance, I did not realize that. And because we have been taught that things are scarce, things are not enough, economy, we are limited by this current economy that we live in. There's no other way. We have to see, we have to do business. We have to get food in this way. We have to live life in this way. That is put us in a lot of stress. But if you open up your prosperity consciousness, and you know that there's more than enough. As long as you're on earth, it's abundant already. There's enough resources. As long as you're around people who are still alive, you are abundant already. You live life more peacefully. Your mindset becomes more peaceful, and you don't get jealous. You don't worry about competitor. You don't worry about trying to put other people down or backstabbing people in companies or corporate, like worried so much about the corporate office politics and all that kind of thing. Why? Because when there's prosperity consciousness, all of this stuff does not matter, because money will come to you. Good things will come to you, right? And you get clarity on your purpose. What you want, you become clear. When you do not have prosperity consciousness, you become chaotic. You decide what happiness is. When you see something like an ad on television that says, oh, you got to wear this dress, then you'll be beautiful. That is where you say, oh, I got to buy that dress. And then you have to live your life this way. That's why you will be happy. You are not clear on exactly what your purpose as a human is. And when you think, oh, when I have this relationship, when I have this dress, when I have this job, when I have this title, then I will be happy. You will never be happy, because you do not have clarity on your purpose. But with prosperity consciousness, you get clarity on why you are here on earth. Why were you born? Out of all that billions of sperms that went into your mom, you got born. That means you have a purpose, right? And the other thing for business owners, all people in applying for work, right? You know how to charge your worth. You don't have to, I cannot charge so much. If I charge so much, people will not buy. You don't have enough. Now the market is very bad. So you don't charge your worth. So as long as you are in this prosperity consciousness, you also love and respect yourself. You also know that, this is how you are called to charge. This is what that exchange of energy is. This is what is worthy of you, right? So that's why you have some people who are so afraid to charge, and some people who can charge really high and confidently and still thrive, right? you do less and you attract more. This is something that I love because I realized that I am somebody who's kind of like, I don't like to work so hard because I have been working all my life, like, you know, working for passing exams. You know, my reality is that I've got to be a certain kind of person in order for me to be worthy and successful, right? So I've been doing. And when I realize when I have prosperity consciousness, I tend to attract more money and I do less, which is more fun stuff that I love, like riding horses, Melvin. That's where horses come in right now. And my next purpose in my life right now is to save horses, because through my enjoyment and my love for and passion for the equestrian life, right? I'm learning about it. I found out that horses in some industries, they're going to be put down if they cannot serve their purpose, like galloping anymore, if they've hurt. So they're going to be killed. So I found a group of people who actually adopt horses and save horses, you know. So that's what I love to do. I want to do less of stuff that I don't like, that I find icky, and attract more money and attract more happiness and attract more joy. And the other thing is, when you have prosperity consciousness, you tend to add more value to others. You tend to give more. You don't have to think like, hey, I don't have money, like Zil said, $5 I give you. I know that $5 is going to come. And normally, and I've seen this happen to him also, more than $5 come in. You go, sometimes you got no money, you just give something to somebody, and then somehow, whoop, one nice meal comes, people offer this, a new project that comes in, you know, you have that full faith that you just add value to others. You tend to give more, you tend to be better customer service to your clients. You tend to attract more ideal clients instead of those difficult clients, you know. And I know this topic on difficult customers because all the time people ask me, can you help teach me how to handle difficult clients? And I'm like, yes, I know how to, I can share with you. And at the same time, I always ask them, why are you always attracting difficult clients? If you're always attracting difficult clients, there's something that you're not doing in your business that is causing them to be attracted to you. Yeah. So it has to be on that, at that level of intention within your business or in your life, that you are attracting either difficult relationships or difficult situations. Yeah. So you can reverse that. Yeah. So when you have prosperity consciousness, you tend to give more willingly, you give more charity, you know, you don't have to, you know, like when you give charity, it doesn't make you poor. That is coming from a space of abundance and prosperity consciousness. Yeah. So what I'd love for you all to start with right now is your why. Why do you want to be prosperous in the first place? And this term, chief definite aim, comes from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, right? He says, when you have that chief definite aim in your life, or in a project, or in a certain desire, focus on that. And that is something that you want to start manifesting. Okay, so let's go with whatever it is that you would like to attract, whatever desire that you have in your life right now, and imagine how it feels like if you don't have to think of the limitations. If you get yourself in that position, if let's say you think, oh, I want to live in this place with lots of trees, lots of animals, and then there's a beach, and I'm telling you my dream actually. Yeah. So when you think of that, how does it make you feel? How does it why do you want it so much? Why is it so attractive to you? Now, when you are in that vibe, you will start creating situations and attracting situations that will bring you to that space, that vibe. All right. And always remember this: when a person is having a prosperity consciousness, they believe this: money is a renewable resource. It is not limited. Money is always renewable. Yeah, sometimes people cheat us. I've been cheated before. Lots of money also. It's a renewable resource. I found out I can make it again. Yeah. So it's always in that belief. Money is a renewable resource. That is the core belief of prosperity consciousness. All right. So I will share with you my 2 ringgit story now. I'll do it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I was not always someone who had 2 ringgit in my wallet. I come from a family that is quite middle income, pretty much middle income in Singapore. I've never been without money. I felt everything was very easy for me. I started a business back in 1997, and I was in my 20s at that time, and I was thriving. I was servicing a lot of .com companies, doing event management at that time. And then, you know, the .com crash, yeah. But we still got some business from some big companies. We was doing retreats and all that. When I said we, it was myself and another person. I have not met Zil yet at that time. And then after that, I had then after that, oh yeah, I met Zil. Okay, I met Zil back in 2002, and then we got married in 2004. Okay, now before that, go backwards, 2002, SARS happened. It was the pandemic before COVID, right? Yeah. And at that time, I never expected any pandemic before. I never had any experience with pandemic before. And all of my work was offline events. I had I had events in Hong Kong, Beijing, and all that. And we had to stop everything. All my investments were stalled, and I had paid for the venue and everything. Cannot claim back already. And I was 150,000 Singapore dollars in debt at that time. Yeah. Somehow, maybe it was my vibe, I don't know, but I managed to attract Zil. And you know something? When you are in a certain vibe, you attract a certain kind of person. And Zil was going through exactly what I was going through at that time. And both of us were broke, but we managed to get married. And because of our why, I think that's how we managed to get pretty much a good wedding in both Singapore and Malaysia. Yeah. And then for 2 years we were broke. He was trying to create his own income, and I was like, I was just sort of depressed, you know, with so much all this debt, people calling me all the time, banks calling me and all that. So I said, I don't want to do business anymore. I just want to be a housewife and then depend on my husband and all that. 2 years I was broke, living off a relative's house and you know, all that kind of thing, and didn't really do anything. Yeah, 2 years. And then 2006, Zil got a job in KL. And then, yeah, he got a job. He moved to KL and he said, I'll bring you all there. And then when we went there, 2 weeks after he started his job in KL, and my daughter is 16 years old this April. I know this month she'll be 16. At that time, she was 6 months old. When we moved to KL, I only had 2 ringgit in my wallet. And I was like, no, totally dependent on someone else. I didn't want to think about money and all that. And then he was fired. He was not paid for his job. We were asked to leave our house. And at that time, we were given only 2 weeks to get out of the house. I had 2 choices. Either I go back to Singapore, and then I know if I do that, there will be a lot of, you know, people talking and all that kind of thing. So I said I could go back, or I could borrow money from family. Doesn't feel good. I didn't want to do that. Or number 2, I could make things happen. I could make sure that we survive, at least get another 5,000 ringgit to get a decent house, because I was very particular. No place around any drug infested places or anything like that, bad criminal environment. I want a decent place. So I knew exactly the kind of house I wanted. I knew exactly what I wanted for my baby at that time. And long story short, what I discovered, 2 years, there was a database in my laptop, KLCOs at that time. I had 2 years KLCOs, and when I opened my laptop at that time, all that 2 years, I never noticed this database. The time when I only had 2 ringgit, and I said, I'm not going to be homeless. That's not in my reality. I am not going to, you know, I'm going to make things happen. That was my reality. I said, we have 2 weeks. Okay, let's find out. And when I went to the house, I found biscuits and Nescafe. And when I saw biscuits and Nescafe, I was so relieved. I was so grateful. And I said, I'm not going to go hungry. So as long as I'm not hungry, my daughter will survive, because she was breastfeeding at that time, right? So that put me in a gratitude mindset. From that mindset of gratitude, can you believe I opened my laptop, I saw KLCOs. I didn't see, there was no phone number. There was just name and email address. I just sent out email, about 100 of them. And nobody replied to me on that day, except for one CO replied to me and said, yes, come to my office. That was the publisher of Napoleon Hill in Malaysia, Think and Grow Rich. She said, come to my office. I got some time, 9 AM to 9:30. You can come and meet me before I go for my next meeting. So I was like, the next day I went to see her. I was so happy I got a meeting with the CEO. And when I went there, I was with my baby. And I didn't ask her for, please give me a job, please tell me I got no money. I didn't go there to complain. I went there and I asked her, how can I support you in your business? Tell me about you. And this is my experience. This is what I have. How can I help you in your business, you know? And she said that she needed some trainers to get her online package to become Napoleon Hill certified. She had this package called Science of Success, and it was about 4,000 ringgit, I think, at that time. She said, nobody wants to buy. Malaysia is very difficult for me. So I said, okay, I heard nobody wants to buy Malaysia. I thought, who do I have? Singapore contact. So I contacted Singapore people, say, who wants to become a trainer for 4,000 ringgit, and it's online. You won't even have to travel, you know, it will be, you will learn online. And at that time, nobody wants to learn online. They want a teacher. So I messaged people, one person out of that, I think I SMS about a few, at least a good 50 people to 100 people. Just SMSing. One person replied to me, hey, 4,000 ringgit or 4,000 Sing dollars. I said 4,000 ringgit. Immediately she transferred the money to me. Immediately I took the money, I went to Napoleon in the office. Immediately they were like, wow, so good. Morning you had a meeting with me, afternoon already you closed the sale. They gave me a commission upfront, 1,000 ringgit. I was so happy that 1,000 ringgit can buy me a nice mee goreng mama at Sungai Wang, you know, and I was so happy. And then that again, gratitude. Whenever you have something, even small successes, go celebrate. And I found that was the time when I celebrated, my energy went up. My energy went up, sense of hopefulness. That's where the law of prosperity, law of attraction started to activate, right? And I was very grateful to God because I never knew all these things could happen, right? And then after that, next few days, I did the same thing, connecting with people. Nobody called me, nobody replied my call, and all that. So when the person that I sold the package to in Singapore received the package, she called me and said, thank you, Mushida. I know it's such a good package, 4,000 ringgit, worth my money. And then I asked her the same question, how can I help you in your business? And then she said, you know anybody, you know, rich people in Malaysia and all that. So I said, why not I introduce you to the publisher of Napoleon Hill, you know? So within that same week, they met each other. She offered me a commission upfront. And I thought it was going to be a small commission. She said, oh, I thank you for the introduction. I'm so happy. I think I can close the sale. Can I give you a commission upfront? When I checked my bank account, I saw 20,000 ringgit in my bank account the next day. And I was like, how did that happen? You know, and when I look at it back again, as I go through my life and I keep practicing this, and I tell you, it's all trial and error as I tested the vibe and the flow of energy, I learned a couple of things. The why is very important. Your why do you want to desire that wealth? It's not like, I wish I could, would be nice to have. It is like, I've got to have it. I really desire this for my family, that kind of feeling. And then your prosperity consciousness. If at that time, I think also difficult, life is hard, why my husband did, that's not the right questions. That money mindset will not get you anywhere. So I worked on my money mindset. At that time, I only focused on the success. I never focused on the possibility of me being homeless. That was not in my reality. I chose to ask the right question. Instead of, why is this happening to me? I asked, what is the solution? Forgive. When you forgive, you let go of things that was not working out. That leads you to power. Because you hold on to things that are toxic and things that you have no control. That will always keep you small. Yeah. And take responsibility. The time you use to complain, make excuses, or blame people, that time you can go and make some money, you can go and do something more positive, right? You got to be visible. When you are visible, people know about you. And that's where one of the reasons why we love this platform is there's visibility for everyone here, you know, that you are in Zoom, you can turn on your videos, we get to know you. Yeah. Your network is your net worth. That is what I also learned through the experience, because when I built my network, I start to introduce people around. That was where people see me as, wow, you're so valuable. Yeah. And I also learned to get mentors along the way, and also have a strong personal brand. Because when you have a strong personal brand, that is where people realize that you stand for something that is your value. Yeah. So after that, a couple of things happen immediately. Like, you know, it's like the good things start coming. Like, I've never been on TV, be on TV. 5 years as Malaysia motivation speaker. HuffPost Live called me about World Hijab Day, wanting to know about how the Malaysians and Singapore people can be so accepting of hijab so that they can learn something, you know. And Zil and I, we were on Astro, invited to speak on the power of social enterprises. You know, I was with the Malaysian astronaut, Dr. Sheikh Muzaffar, also for a biz talk in Bernama. We were given awards, you know, we were given sustainability awards, Brands for Good. This is in Singapore. I was invited to be awarded by the Marketing Institute of Singapore as the best personal brand as a life transformer. I didn't ask for all of this. All this comes from that mindset, that energy that we vibrate, that reaches out. Zil met his mentor. This is Les Brown's daughter. He met Les Brown. Out of 100 people, Les Brown only called Zil to go up on stage. Yeah, and I get to be more visible also in the US. I was invited to be with all the Queens, top coaches, women coaches, and this was something I was also coached in by Gina DeVee as well. And during COVID time, before the election, the Tampa, Florida community called me and asked, how can we have more love and respect? Somebody, me, from Malaysia, in Malaysia, being interviewed in America to talk about love and respect. I mean, that was something that was like, and I accepted all of these things, like you don't question, you just receive and say, thank you, God, you know, thank you, the Almighty, for giving this. So prosperity consciousness is a vibe. It is that energy that is in you. Recognitions, all these are some recognitions I also receive. Now, it is that energy within you. And remember, when you receive all of this good stuff, make sure you give it away, give it to people, empower people, teach others, help people, see the poor, go and feed them, you know, not like, oh, whenever you feed somebody, oh, show the check and all that, right? So this is a vibe that is part of your lifestyle, right? So these are things that I take this picture so I can show my students, as I'm sharing all with all of you, that we have been able to do our social impact in a much bigger way, like giving water pumps to Cambodia villages, clean water to Cambodia villages. And that is what prosperity consciousness is about. It is a vibe. It is that energy inside of you that allows that law of attraction to come in. And how do you get that? Number one, you work on your money beliefs. The money mindset that says things like money not enough, money not grow on trees. When you become rich, a lot of problems. All of these naughty thoughts about money, you got to work on that. And in our community, my coaching, we work very deeply about this. Yeah. Family dynamics. What do your family members talk about money, especially mother and father? Because it's instilled in us. What does your mother always say? You got to work hard. You got to pass your exams, then you can be rich. Whatever your family dynamics around money is, work on that. Yeah. So the other one is, how do you attract prosperity and wealth? First of all, you've got to understand the laws of prosperity. And the laws of prosperity is not something I created. It's not something that some major professor discovered. It is actually in the law of universe already. It is taught by people who understand the laws of universe. And how do you work with the laws of universe and not against it? And also, you learn through learning how to manifest. How do you activate the law of prosperity? How do you manifest things in your life when it comes? Yeah. So when you want to understand the law of manifestation, it is things that is in our thoughts. Whether you think good, that's what you attract. You think bad, that's what you will attract, right? So sometimes you keep attracting the same situation over and over again. You got to understand what is in your subconscious. Sometimes you say, hey, I never think, ma, but it is in your subconscious. You don't realize it's there that you are attracting. That is what you got to work around it. Yeah. And the law of attraction also states that you attract the energy you are, not what your mouth say, oh, I'm going to get $5 million. I'm going to get $5 million. You will not get $5 million when you just mouth it, but your energy is not that $5 million. You've got to be in that vibe. You got to step into that vibe. And what is the exchange of energy are you giving in order for you to receive that $5 million? Yeah. That high energy and your inner vibe must be a fit for your wants and your needs. Yeah. And the law of attraction is this: you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Okay. And I've got some success stories that I've had some of these ladies, amazing ladies in my community. I even had a challenge with them last year. Whoever gets $10,000 in their own business, right? You don't need to give me any commission, but I want you to get that 10K for your business in 1 month. And then you get into my 10K club for free. And that 10K club, the mastermind club, is going to be $10,000 US to get it. I mean, you have to be at least 10,000 and above in order to go in, right? They wanted to go in for free. And from zero, they managed to get that. And what they did was they align themselves. Okay, I'm just going to share this. After realignment, our auras and our partnership, our synergy is the energy that releasing forgiving, and then putting in that inside their business, putting it inside their packages. In one day, they closed $10,000 in one day, yeah, and they got into our 10K club, right? And I just share this that we are having on the 28th of April, and I'd like to invite all of you to come here. And we're not charging much for this because we want to share this knowledge. It's just going to be about 1.5 hours of sharing on how you can manifest. I've seen manifestations happen, but it's very self-serving. I want to only coach people who are heart-centered. Yeah, that's my focus. But business owners in my community, first thing, they must want to do good with their money. Yes, you can manifest a lot of money, but what do you do with that money, right? So we're going to do a manifesting for good session. That's 1.5 hours on Thursday, 28th of April, end of the month, from 10 to 11:30 a.m. Singapore and Malaysia time. There is an energy exchange of $29 for that session. And all of you are welcome to come in, and we'll put in the link in the chat later. Yeah, so that's also my Instagram. Do follow me, do follow Team Love and Respect. This is where Zil and I are here to serve. Yeah.
Wow, Moshida, there's so much of energy. It's not a 5 million energy. I saw $100 million energy, man. Well, we learned a ton. There's many golden nuggets that you have shared. Thank you so much. Now, we actually got a questions from the audience, but from Samuel, he actually asked, what is the primary belief related to wealth and money management? Okay, what's your take on this?
Okay, primary belief for who? The person or myself? If myself in the past, right, I say my primary belief, this is the primary belief, it's different for different people. I tell you, I work with like even homeless people I've worked before. What is the problem of the homeless? How do you solve the problem of the homeless? You give them a house, solve the problem already, right? You give them a job, you give them food, solve the problem. But it is a deep set belief that they are not worthy of certain things. So after a while, we coach, they always go back to, they want to be homeless because that is their belief, right? So that's why I said the primary belief around money varies for different people. For you, Samuel, if you want to check back, what is your primary belief, right? For me, in the past, I had to work a lot on that. Is money is not easy to get. Money is I got to work very hard for money. Nowadays, it's like, you gotta struggle. You gotta work hard. You have sleepless nights. Then you get money. Then your business will be successful. That was my belief. Why? Because I believe money is difficult to get. And for some people, when your belief is not around money is difficult to get, it is something else. So it depends on what your family dynamics also is. Some people say that, oh, money doesn't grow on trees, huh? That kind of belief. So that also becomes a belief around money. But the main, the truth about money is there's more than enough. That's the truth about money. I can always create money. That's the truth about money. Money is an energy exchange. Money is a renewable resource. That is the truth about money. So we want to go back to where is our belief in line or against the truth about money. Yeah, so I normally go in detail on this when I work with people on the money mindset issue, and there's a whole long list of beliefs.
Maybe I add one thing. I just share one story that came to my mind. Right, in I think it was 2018, 19, like that. We actually wanted to invest in our first mentor, business mentor. We said our business is good, but we still wanted to grow. We were in we were stuck at a certain income level, wanted to grow. So we actually managed to find a mentor in Singapore, which their fees is about 25 to 30,000 Singapore dollars. So then at that point of time, right, we attended a 3-day course with the mentors, and they said, okay, in order for you to be able to join the program, it's a 1-year program. You need to invest about 25 to 30,000 Singapore dollars. And at that time, we don't have money. I only had, I think that time I only had about 5,000 to I think about 5,000-6,000 Singapore dollars, I think. And I said, okay, never mind. I put full faith. I put this as a down payment, and I told them, you give us 2 to 3 weeks for us to get the balance, and we don't have anything at all at that point of time to tell us that we're going to get the money. So what we did was we have full faith, practicing the law of prosperity, right? We say we have full faith that it's going to happen if we put our mind to it. put in the deposit, and Mushida said, "You're crazy, what?" I said, "Never mind. I believe that it's going to happen." And what we did after that, we follow the same principles of law of prosperity, which is doing action while we're giving. We did whatever we need to do a lot of previews. When I was sick, I was still doing a lot of sharing with people, and we also gave to whoever needs help from us. We gave, and I tell you, in that second over week, we actually managed to get the balance of that 25,000 people invested in our business, invested what we want to do. So that is actually a story. If most people, when they see something big, oh, I want to do this, but when they see the amount, they will quit. Oh, maybe I'll do it when I get money, and it will never happen. But for us, right, multi-millionaires and billionaires, right, when they see a very big project, like they want to go to space and it costs billions of dollars, or they want to do something very big that's beyond them, they don't see, oh, I don't have money. They say, the question is, how can I get the money? What can I do to be able to get the money? And sure enough, later on, they will get it. So that's the main principle of our belief, that we must be, if we really want something, we are sure that we're going to get it without having that doubt that say, oh, maybe not, maybe yes, or maybe no, but we must say with certainty that we're going to get that what we wanted. Yeah.
Wow. This is not easy, man. Mushida, you have been with a crazy man. With 5,000 things in your pocket, you signing up for 25,000 of a package. Wow. Well, seriously.
Now you see that 2 ringgit to 20,000 is very small, right? Because we have experimented with bigger monies as well. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Now, seriously, from what you actually shared this much, I started to get this being abundance, having this belief of abundance, and this belief I need to go down to the next level, and this level is actually called faith. You know, something that you are very sure 110%, no, not 110%, 1,000% that it works. You know, seriously, otherwise you will not actually, you know what I mean? With what you have is only 5,000, you actually onto something 5 times than what you have. Seriously, it's not easy to do. Not even me myself, you know. And this actually requires a lot of faith. You know, 1,000% belief into what you are actually doing now. Okay. Now we have another questions from this gentleman Ganison. Okay. Now he actually said, I would say ask, how to stay focused.
How to stay focused on what is that your desire, is it? Like, how do you stay focused on what it is that you want? I think that is the question. How do you stay focused? Now, it's very easy to get distracted right now with all the you know, handphone gadgets lah, and the next big thing, you got to make money here, you got to, you know, and especially when you feel that you don't have enough money, and you tend to see the next big thing. Oh, I joined this company, or I do this group of, yeah, because you want to solve that quick fix, right? So in order for you to stay focused, is you must know what, you must be first very clear on what exactly you want. Why is it so important? Like I mentioned, the big why, your why is important. So if you know your why you need a certain, you know, to have a certain amount of money, a certain lifestyle, or certain something that you want to achieve, why is it so important, right? So that is number one. So there's no other things, no other new things that you're gonna get, and you know, you are very clear on that exchange of energy, your inspired action that you are going to give, because in the truth about the law of universe, there's no something for nothing. Yeah, there is an exchange. You do something, the what you put out here on earth, you will get back on earth, right? So what is that exchange of energy in order for you to receive that, in order for you to manifest a certain goal or a certain desire that you want to have? So and also the community, the vibe around the right people also is another factor. And I find that when I am around high vibe people who are in that vibe of that 6-figure mindset, when I first started, I wanted to grow my business, I just wanted that 4-figure US dollars. I wanted 5,000 US dollars only, you know, at that time. And I was around people who also desired that amount, and we broke through because of the vibe, the energy, the belief, the support that we all get with each other. I got into the 10K club in another community, you know, the 10K US dollars club. And when you get into a higher level of club with people with that mindset, they don't think of small things. They don't go complain about work. So it does not go. The vibe, your community, the people you surround yourself with is also very important. That will keep you focused as well. So your why is very important. Your purpose, the what is your exchange of energy? Get clarity on how you're gonna manifest it. Yeah, that you can have an idea. Okay, I could do this. I could do this. Be very clear on that. Not too many things. Just very clear on where it is that you're gonna get your exchange of energy, and also be surrounded by people who have that same energy, that also believes in the same thing. That puts you in that that focus. Yeah, because if you are surrounded by people who are also not focused, you'll also not be focused.
One of the things that Mushida and I did, right, early in the beginning of our business, when we didn't have a lot of money, right, we focus a lot on adding value to others, like giving. Like we used to do a project like every weekend, instead of going to shopping complex, we used to go to visit orphanage, do a volunteer work there, see the babies. And then it started from orphanage, going to feed the homeless people on the street. And then after that, it became a project in Cambodia, water pump project within schools. Then it came to refugees. But the common thing is we must focus on the giving as well, not just to take money. Money come in, but you don't give back. So that is the very imbalanced energy. So if you want to stay focused, like me and Mushida, right, why we managed to stay together, if we share our story, that we can write a novel on what the challenges we went through as a couple in business and also in personal. A lot of people have to break us up, but why we were able to stick together and focus on our business, because we did a lot of charity work together, a lot of focus on giving others. You know, sometimes don't have money, we give time, we volunteer time. Sometimes we don't have time, we give focus on others, to give money or train other people to do good work as well. So that's what we're doing now. Yeah.
Okay, that is good. That is good, Zil. Now, guys, let me just get some feedback from the floor. How do you find these sessions? Yeah. If you all think that is actually good, kindly type good. But you think that this sharing is really the next level, you think that it's actually excellent, well, you can type excellence. Yeah. Well, just type, put it on the chat. Let us know. Yeah. Okay. We see a good thumbs up from Simon. Yeah. Okay, now can we see more thumbs up? Yeah. Oh, we got one message. Yeah, from wow, more. Yes, from Samuel. It is actually excellent. And Kenneth also. Yes, awesome sharing. Mushida, Zil. Seriously. Well, we need one of your this favor. If you think that we need some feedback more than this. 1 minute. Let me share my screen. Allow me to share my screen. Yeah. Okay. So this is something what we do, and we need your favor. 1 minute. It's not moving. 1 minute. Okay. Okay. 1 minute. Okay. We will need your this support. Please take up your this handphone, scan this QR code, and give us your feedback. You know, for these sessions. Seriously, it's going to mean a lot to us. Yeah. Well. What is actually going to help us? Tell you what, it's actually going to help us so that people can search us easier. You know, when they actually type prosperity. Yes, we're actually going to work on this keyword. You know, what are we actually going to do is, for the guest speaker that actually we have actually invited, we are actually going to put this title, this information right into our this Google business. And for sure, the recording, the session that we have today is actually being recorded and is actually Facebook Live. Yeah. So you can actually easily access our this, I would say this video, right? Easily from our this Facebook Live. Okay. Now, kindly help us for this. And, you know, for those that are actually interested to proceed with Mushida and Zil, I would say the event, the coming event on this 28th of April, right? Yes, it's seriously only at $29 US. Yeah, for those that are actually interested, can actually let us know. Yeah, we will then help you to register for this. Okay. Now, we wish to actually let you all know in slightly detail. In fact, Mushida and Zil, they are also our, I would say, synergized partner for our solution. Okay, now what is our solutions? Probably I let you all see in greater detail. 1 minute. Now, let me come up with a slideshow. Okay. 1 minute. Okay, yes. Now, the solution that we have for our it is actually a SaaS solution. It's actually helping in complementary for this what I would say a prosperity exercise, how to help you all to stay focused, and through being focused, setting the goal and start tracking what you are actually whether are you actually on the way for achieving your goal or not. So these are the tools that we have, but this is actually more for business. All right. So for Mushira and Zeal, the event, right, is actually more on company. No, sorry, more on personal and probably for business owner. And whereas for our tools, right, is actually solely for company. For company that actually wanted to turn around your business, you all can actually come to us. And the solution that we're actually helping the market to solve is how to help you all to set clear goal and expectation for your team, and helping you all to be able to build competent team with the tools that we have, you know, by telling your team what are they and where are they now and how they can actually improve further. Now, the next thing is we are also having this system to get the team to be committed, you know. Now, how do we do it? We are actually tagging their performance with the compensation. And the next thing is we are helping the team to be able to do it as a habit. So basically, these are the things that we have. In fact, we are also looking for more partner for those that is actually in coaching and also in training businesses. Kindly reach out. We are actually welcome for more business partner. Yeah. And okay, with that, let's open up for more questions or Q&A sessions from the floor. Okay, guys, any more things for Mushira and Zeal to kind of clear our doubt? Come on. Or anyone wanted to register immediately for the $29 US?
Yeah, we have the link as well. If you want to register, I can put in the
yes,
chat
please,
as well.
please,
Yeah.
please, Zeal, share it here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what we're going to offer, right, for those of you actually who sign up today for this offer, we're going to give you another very special bonus, which is the first bonus is a business huddle. The business huddle is actually people who you say you are doing your business for yourself, or you want to ask questions, you have some challenges. We go in a huddle where we actually address all these challenges that you have. We have it every month. We have once every month, about 1 hour session where we talk about different areas. So this month we'll be talking about prosperity. So like any questions that you want to ask about prosperity, you can ask during the business huddle. Like what are the challenges you have, like in terms of focus, in terms of you don't know the steps, and as well as when you join the Manifesting for Good workshop, right? We will tell you step by step exactly on how we did it. Like what are the first step we need to be able to like, for example, the first step is setting the intention. Most people fail at this part. The intention is wrong, everything else is wrong. So we tell you step 1, step 2, step 3. And if you follow it, most of our members, right, we have members who actually got 30,000 in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that kind of thing, by following the steps as well. So the law is it's a law of the universe. It's a universal law. You follow this law, exactly what happened, you happen. Sometimes you don't get exactly how it is, but it's very similar to what you actually want to get it. So, and then you also will get, we have 9 steps how to manifest money and anything quickly guide. This thing is actually it's also to help you to manifest, and it comes together with 9 emails to support you. Okay, you need to do what? Step 1, what you need to do. So the step 2, what you need to do, you get the second email. So you also will get this as well in our, when you register for our Manifest for Good workshop. Mushida, want to add anything?
Yeah, I think it is more about like the action on what it is. Sometimes, a lot of times people say that, oh, it would be nice to have. I don't think I can, or is it you know for and this is the very common one. It's not the right time for me. There'll never be a right time unless you take action and you decide. Yeah. So that's why I said, if you feel called on, like, okay, I'm you know, I want to change my life. I want to, you know, really stop talking about it, but actually do and experience life in a joyful way. I don't want to struggle anymore. I don't want to, you know, keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Then this is my time. I'm ready. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to take action. I think you know, this is what the best time for us to get connected as well. And I love to support people who are really, you know, like, oh yeah, let's go. I like this kind of people. Yeah.
Yeah, come on me. I will join you.
Great. I'd love to have you.
Yeah. I wish to share one story. And before I share this story, a real story, a true story is actually my neighbor. I actually got to know this person, I would say around 10 years ago, when I was actually attending this course, NLP practitioner course. I actually paid, I think, 12,000 to attend this course. And from there, I actually got to know this person. Okay, he actually a business person. Well, at the time, and before I actually continue sharing more, can we have every audience to turn on your camera so that we can actually have a photo sessions? Before I share this, seriously, I guarantee you, this story definitely worth your face. Come on. If you're actually convenient, let's turn on this camera. Yeah, let's have a good sessions to take a good memory. Yeah, to record this memory. Come on, yes, yeah, Shamya, yes, Samuel, yeah. Okay, Simon, come on, yeah, come on, everyone. Hi, William. Okay, come on, let's turn on this camera. Hi, Simon, yeah. Okay, if you are actually convenient, can you turn on this camera? Yes, I guarantee you, seriously, I guarantee you, this definitely worth it. Okay, now show your face because we're actually going to send it to you.
So remind me one thing before we go, right? Melvin was asking about horses. I want to tell about our project with horses before we leave.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Okay, then let me share my story first. Okay, now, come on, camera, action, or freestyle, if you may. Okay, yeah, yes. Well, thank you so much to play along. Now, let me share with you. It's a true story. I met this person. His name is Ahok. Seriously. A very down-to-earth people, probably 3 years elder than me. And at the time, he actually didn't tell me how successful he was. All right. And I got to know how successful he was when he came to my office to share about recycling. Recycling, let's do something to save the earth by recycling. Yeah. So he came. He actually shared to this bunch of, I would say, colleague. It's around 30 something to 40. Well, so after sharing, he actually said, wow, I never know that you got so many stuff. Well, I said, no, just a few only. Then they say, oh, okay, this is good. Then he actually got some friends that came along. Well, the friend actually said, wow, this guy is successful. Please get him to share his story. How successful is he now? And I tell you, I got to know him. He was already successful 10 years ago. His company turnover at the time is 100 over million. Okay, not USD, but in ringgit, Malaysia. Was he actually successful already or not? Yes. He shared to me, when he first started his business, he already started to donate money. Wow, I say, oh, and he told me at the time, he was not making any money at all yet. He already started to donate. And the way he donated, because he started a business in Indonesia. Well, the way he donate, he will buy this, I would say, rice or, cooking oil, all these, daily needs, and giving out to the poor people in Indonesia. Weekly, seriously, weekly, he was doing good weekly. And 3 years ago, I think 3 to 4 years ago, he came to my office to have this sharing, how to do good to the earth, to the Mother Earth by recycling, and be on vegetarian food. And when I actually get him to share, he told me his company now at 700 over million turnover. 700 over million turnover. Come on, came to my small little office to talk about recycle. So the heart, the big heart that he has, seriously inspired me. Yeah. Well, that's a story that I actually going to share. I already shared now. So Zil, I pass over to you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's a very inspiring story, right? You said the formula is giving, right? When you give, a lot of things come, and that's why we started as well. And we saw most of the millionaires and billionaires who are philanthropists, right? They started off by giving, even though they don't have a lot of things. So this also similar thing happened to us when I should just share with you this picture, right? When COVID happened, right? We actually had this dream because we studied under futurists. They were talking about, okay, what happens if there's going to be other crises in the future, like from COVID can be other things, right? So we had this dream that we wanted to have our own land where we grow our own food, we have our own livestock. So if any crisis happen, like food crisis, is one of the things that they say is going to happen in the future. We have our own land, we are self-sustaining. So I tell you, this is like a prosperity miracle. That's why we don't have any resources to get this kind of 25-acre land. You know, it costs millions upon millions to get this kind of land. But somehow through our manifesting, through our giving, right, we met some partners who actually acquired this land, and now we actually developing this land. We have a 25-acre land. We already have about 7 horses. We have pineapple trees that we're planting. Future is going to be vegetables, and we have livestock. We have goats. So a lot of things that we plan to do, like horseback riding, archery activities, and we plan to even make this land, because it's in Doerhrm. Doerhrm is a tourism area, to make it like a tourism where people can visit. Maybe Mushida want to share about a bit of the horses also.
No, these are things that we want to encourage people to learn as well. So on how to ride horses and learn about how the energy of horses are related to your business and your mindset.
Ever since we took horseback riding, right, Mushida and I, right, there's a lot of abundance that start coming in. It's like internal strength. We see it's only as a support, right? But actually, it's actually more than that. It's internal. You will build your internal strength. When you ride horses, it's like opportunities come. So it's another prosperity consciousness kind of activity. That's why we encourage people to not only focus on physical work, but also on other things like horseback riding that you can get to be able to get whatever you want in your life. So that's what we're going to encourage people, whether you stay in KL or in Doerhrm. If you want to know about more horseback riding, how it can help you in your business, or you let us know, then we also can share our story with you as well. Yeah. I hope that it's interesting to you, Melvin. If you want to ask any questions, you can ask us as well.
Yep. Okay. Any more? If no more, I think there will be a time for us to say goodbye. I will say thank you so much for Mushida and Zil to share these inspiring stories. Seriously, it inspired me again to do good. Seriously, I actually wanted to start a group for business people that wanted to go to the next level. Let's go to the next level together. Mushida and Zil. Okay. I would say thank you so much, Samuel, for coming, Era and Simon for the support, William, Pravina, Melvin, and Liz for the support. Really and Kenneth, thank you so much. Have a good day, everyone.